Welcome to Franchise Empires.
What about acquisitions? I feel like I know the answer, but why has acquisitions been the path forward? My guess is that it's McDonald's. It's tough to find greenfield opportunities with McDonald's in America, which is very different than most of the brands I have on this show that are in the emerging space. But is there anything particular though besides that really makes the acquisition growth channel attractive or easier within the McDonald's system specifically?
Well, I can take this one. So also too, this is, we've witnessed this brand obviously grow through 60 plus years. And so Nicholas, and my perspective on growth and acquisition is different than Dad's, because Dad in the early 90s was a part of rapid market expansion. And there was those green pastures where they were developing on new corners and as cities were sort of growing and developing. And we operate in several large metropolitan areas. But when we were coming up in the business and when Nicholas and I first started, we had 31 stores. But at that point, you've got a pretty, from a development standpoint, a fairly saturated in each of the cities and areas that we operate. And so acquisition is really your only growth avenue within the brand of McDonald's. In my career, which is 12 years, we've only built two restaurants organically. And so when we look at growth opportunity and operating within a franchise model like McDonald's, you've got to match a lot of criteria. It's got to be approved by McDonald's. You've got to agree upon evaluation with the seller. There's a bunch of hoops you've got to jump through and make sure that you're qualified to buy. And then from there, aggressive negotiating. And then does it work geographically? Is it contiguous? If it's not contiguous, is it something you can bring into your current organization and really thrive operationally? So,
yeah, McDonald's, I will say this, they've been really good to the Valluzzo family. They've allowed the opportunities that were presented, many of them, to come to fruition. So the acquisition growth, Michael described the organic growth we've had, but the acquisition growth is relatively more recent. But when I say that, that's over 25 years. So it's still a fairly long period of time. But again, McDonald's is a great brand to allow people like us who put in the time, who, and this is an important fact, build the team that can then do more. So we have always prided ourselves on having the team that can do more. And as you grow a little bit, you can increase your talent level. So you add disciplines, you add expertise, and then that can perpetuate. But I will also say we've been very deliberate with this. Unlike the fast growing groups, we were also cautious or patient enough, maybe that's the best word, to do so when we're ready. You just don't want to make you're always taking risk in business. We want the calculated risk that we know we can handle to make that next move. And we don't ever want to lose traction with what we've accomplished, but we want to grow again, very carefully, smartly. And again, every business is a risk that you grow. Tomorrow, nobody can predict tomorrow. So
absolutely.